In this video, we will see how to create a program containing a repetition, a loop. We want to add the first n integers. Let's take n, which we initialize to 5 by dragging the keyboard to n. The sum of the first 5 integers is 5 plus 4, which makes 9, 9 plus 3, which makes 12, 12 plus 2, which makes 14, and 14 plus 1, which makes 15. From this calculation, let us keep 2 points. The sum of the first 5 integers is 15. The way we perform the calculation 5 plus 4, then 9 plus 3, and so on. To carry out the program, we need 2 additional elements, a variable which will allow the values to be accumulated, a loop macro, sum, which will allow you to repeat the calculations until you obtain the desired result. A macro loop is made up of 4 parts that we call blocks. The initialization block, which contains the initialization instructions to be performed before the loop body. The exit conditions block, which contains a list of exit conditions. The conditions are evaluated one after the other. When one condition is true, the others are not evaluated, and the loop body is not executed. The loop body block, the instructions to repeat. The termination block for instructions that are to be executed at the end of the loop, for example, displaying a calculation result. We recommend starting with the general case, that is to say, the body of the loop. We could carry out the operations without generating code, but to go faster, we will create the program as we proceed. We select loop body in the code and we put AlgoTouch into record mode. The first operation to perform is the accumulation of n and s. We add an adder, we place s, which is worth 0 on one of the operands, and n, which is worth 5 on the other. The result 5 is placed in s. The instruction s equals s plus n is added to the program. We must now decrement n, for example, starting from the bottom of the workspace on the right to n. The n equals n1 instruction is generated. Obviously, we could have used a subtractor, but the shortcut is faster. At this step, we have finished generating the loop body. We stop the recording mode. The loop body must be executed again. We select loop body and run the block in build mode with the green triangle above the instructions. We add 4, s is 9. We add 3, s is 12. We add 2, s is 14. We add 1, s is 15. We have reached the result. We must stop the execution of the loop body. Firstly, we could consider that we should stop when s is 15, but this result depends on the initial value of n. On the other hand, the value of n, which is 0, corresponds to the stopping case. We select exit conditions and place AlgoTouch in recording mode to add an exit case. A comparator appears on the workspace. We must compare n and 0. After validation, AlgoTouch offers 3 conditions which are all 3 true. N equals 0 because n, which is 0, is equal to 0. N greater than equals 0 because n, which is 0, is greater than or equal to 0. N less than equals 0 because n, which is 0, is less than or equal to 0. We could choose n equals 0, but we prefer less than equals 0 to avoid an infinite loop if the initial value of n is negative. This condition is added to the code. AlgoTouch automatically translated the exit condition n less than equals 0 into a continuation condition, n greater than 0 in the while of the Python code. It remains to complete the initialization by selecting initialization. We first add the input of n by dragging the keyboard to n. You must also set s to 0 by dragging 0 to n. We stop code generation. We can run the macro code by clicking on the macro triangle, for example with n, which is 6. The result is 21. We forgot to display the result, the variable s. We select termination and place AlgoTouch in recording mode. The display is done by dragging s on the screen. The code is complete. It is also possible to execute the code step by step. We can click on the Run button on the toolbar. It is then possible to execute the program block by block or line by line, either in manual mode, block by block, line by line, or in automatic mode, more or less quickly. In this video, we saw how to create a program containing an iteration, a loop. We will see other examples in future videos.